What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Tuesday Backstory. Today we're going to talk about when we were in Ohio and some of the things that happened there. I'll also talk about having kids and how that affected some things, as well as moving here back to Texas, which is where we are now. Here we go. Giddy up.
So my wife's parents lived in Ohio, so while we were stationed there, it kind of dawned on us that it might be a good idea to have children. And they had a good hospital there. April was real happy with their clinic. We wound up having 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and so that grew our family a little bit more. So while we were in Ohio, my oldest daughter that I mentioned, she's still living in Texas with her mother. It was tough being far away from her because we couldn't see her very often. She's very active in sports and stock shows and FFA and all that kind of good stuff. Well, being far away, it was hard to make all of those. So we were pushing for us to get orders back to San Antonio for our next station, which we did. And so that's what brought us back here, which probably is where you started following me, unless you're a longtime friend. So I began trying to get back in on this church, which is actually a bigger church, kind of a dream church for me to play in. It was one of the big, so to speak, mega churches, had the lights, the big sound, and this was definitely a rocking church, city church in San Antonio. And I got the gig, I played some shows, and I loved it. But again, there was my anxiety coming up. I didn't know what it was. This was still undiagnosed anxiety. I just knew I was getting sick. Like I'd get ready to go on stage and I'd want to throw up and I didn't know why. And then I'd get on stage and it'd be fine. So there's that. But yeah, so I got the gig with City Church and that was fun. Played that for a while. And I talked to a mentor of mine, Kevin Cooley here. His advice was just to play as much as I can to get my exposure back, which I did. So I took almost every gig that came along and that was stressful. But it was fruitful. I was learning a lot of music and taking a lot of gigs. So a little bit later, I picked up the gig with J.R. Herrera, and I saw some potential, and it was the best gig offer that I had had at that time. We did a lot of practicing, finally played our first show, and it went out from there, and it took off rather quickly, which I'm very grateful for. Then I got an offer to play with Vanessa.
So there you go. There's my story when I was in Ohio and then when we moved back to Texas. And that pretty much brings us back here to where we are now in 2019. I want to let you know that I've got one more very important video coming in this backstory series, and it's a heavy one for me, but it's an important message that I want to share with everybody. So tune in next Tuesday for that video. And if you guys liked hearing these backstories, comment below, let me know. And in the future, I'll make more. I really enjoyed the community and connection that these videos have created, learning more about all of you out there and having you learn more about me. I believe it's a special thing when we can truly share who we are to the world. If you haven't yet, subscribe below, like and share, you guys know what to do, and follow me on all my social media platforms so that we can all stay connected as one community. We're all on this big ship together, right? So let's help one another and love each other. Love you guys. Jeremy Drummer, out!